Hey there, I just got back from Samsung's launch event for the new Galaxy Tab S11 flagship Android tablets and want to give you a quick look at how they differ from last year's Galaxy Tab S10 models. To be clear, this is not a full review, but hopefully it gives you a pretty good idea about what Samsung has upgraded and what has kind of stayed the same. Okay, so the first change is that while there are still two models in the line, this year Samsung has decided to go with the same jumbo 14.6-inch Ultra Tab S11, but is skipping the Plus model, which had a 12.4-inch screen, and is instead swapping it for the smaller and less expensive 11-inch model that used to be in the line. The price for the Tab S11 Ultra hasn't changed. It starts at $1,200 with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage, while the 11-inch Tab S11 starts at $800 with the same amount of RAM and storage. Both models retain their micro SD card slots, so you can easily add more storage by buying a micro SD card with up to a 2 terabyte capacity now. Samsung is also highlighting that both tablets are now slightly thinner and lighter than their predecessors. The Ultra's gone from 5.4 millimeters thick to 5.1 millimeters, while its bezel is now 5.2 millimeters compared to 5.3 millimeters for the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra, and its weight has gone from 718 grams to 692 grams. As for the Tab S11, it's now 5.5 millimeters thick compared to 5.9 millimeters for the Galaxy Tab S9, while its bezel has gone from 5.9 millimeters to 5.5 millimeters. Its weight has dropped from 498 grams for the Tab S9 to 482 grams. Those are relatively small changes, but the devices are a tad slimmer and lighter, and Samsung has also managed to cram a slightly larger battery into the Ultra. It's an 11,600 milliamp battery compared to the 11,200 milliamp battery for the Tab S10. The Tab S11, meanwhile, has the same 8,400 milliamp battery found in the Tab S9. As for the cameras, both models have a 12 megapixel front cam and a 13 megapixel back cam. The Ultra adds a second 8 megapixel ultra wide cam on back. Sorry for throwing out all these numbers at you, but when it comes to tablets these days, it's all about the specs to a certain degree. So I'm gonna keep them coming. Again, apologies, but I'm gonna finish up with a few that represent what are the more significant upgrades. Both models are powered by a MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus processor that Samsung says has 24% faster CPU performance, 27% faster GPU performance, and 33% faster NPU performance compared to the processor in the Tab S10 series. NPU stands for Neural Processing Unit, which is what helps drive AI performance and machine learning tasks. And I did notice that the AI processing seemed a little zippier with the Tab S11 Ultra in my limited time with it. We haven't benchmarked the Tab S11 yet, but the current flagship Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 4 processor tends to offer slightly better CPU performance. However, its GPU performance isn't quite as good, and it runs hotter and is slightly less energy efficient, so each processor has its pros and cons. The other significant upgrade appears to be to the screen brightness. Both models now offer 1600 nits peak brightness versus 930 nits peak brightness for the Tab S10. And I should add that displays are AMOLED, not LCD, with 120 Hz refresh rates. So these really are top of the line tablet displays. It's also worth pointing out that the larger Ultra model has an extra anti-glare coating on it, while the 11-inch model doesn't. Both screens have anti-reflective qualities, but with a huge 14.6-inch display, it helps to have a little more anti-glare tech. The last hardware changes to the S Pen. It's been redesigned with a hexagonal grip and a new larger cone-shaped tip that offers better control. The S Pen is included with the tablet, which is good, though you'll have to pay extra for a case or a keyboard case. The other changes are software related, with upgrades to Samsung's DeX mode, which stands for Desktop Experience and gives your tablet a more PC-like interface. It allows you to connect it to a TV or monitor and also connect a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. Samsung's made it easier to get into DeX mode and create a true dual monitor experience with DeX across multiple screens and up to 4 customized workspaces. Samsung has also created a shortcut wheel interface when you're using the S Pen, making it easier to access certain features. Both these new features will come to the Tab S10 models with a software upgrade later this year, so they're not exclusive to this new Tab S11 series. That's everything about the new Tab S11 models in a nutshell. Once I get my hands on review samples, we'll do some benchmarking and further hands-on testing and comparisons to other premium Android tablets. As always, take those list prices with a grain of salt, as Samsung frequently offers discounts and device trade-in options to bring the price down. That should be the case this time around, though it's possible the deals might not be quite as good, depending on how everything shakes out with the Trump administration tariffs. I'm David Carnoy for CNET.com. Thanks for watching, and look out for a full review in the coming weeks on the site.